Welcome to the latest edition of Millennial Boom with Diane Faith and Stanley Roberts, where almost no subject is off limits. Now, here are your hosts, Boomer Diane Faith and Millennial at Heart, Stanley Roberts.
Hello!
We are supposed to be here.
We were not planning on being here today.
And we also came on late because we wanted to make sure you didn't miss the game.
Yes, we won. Woo woo! Series is now tied at 1. What?
Don't gloat. Okay, you guys lost the first one. Don't gloat. Just take it as a win.
I know we lost the first one. That's why I said the series is now tied at 1.
I know. Just don't gloat.
Can't you just be happy for me?
Just don't gloat.
He's just hating because the 76ers aren't even in
One step at a time.
Didn't even make it this far.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, guys.
I know we're supposed to be gone, but
we weren't planning on doing a Millennial Boom for another 2 weeks.
No, it's another week. Next week we're supposed to.
No, next week you were.
Oh, that's right.
Gone.
But then
we got
well-laid plans of mice and men. It started after my trip from San Francisco.
Oh, pop music says go Boston. Boo.
Yeah, no, Susan and I got
Stanley and Susan were married.
Yeah, you guys you missed that part. So apparently
I hate social media.
I was in San Francisco for business, flew back, and on the way back, somewhere along the line,
well, that's what we think.
No, you can do the time check and figure it out.
That's where he got the Rona.
I got the vid.
And then you know what? He was like, I like to share and be very generous. So let me give the vid to D too. So he gave me
just for the record.
So he gave me the vid.
Just for the record, we managed to go from 2019.
2020. We managed to go more than 2 years without
getting even close to getting it.
Yeah. And then you come home and I'm like, okay.
Well, okay. She picks me up from the airport. I give her a quick little kiss. Well, good to see you, And I guess that was me saying, hey, have some of my luggage.
Well, I don't know where I ended up getting it, but so he ended up feeling kind of sick 2 days later.
No. Let me explain how it came down.
Okay.
You didn't just wake up and go, oh my God, I'm sick.
No, I didn't say that.
No, you said he kind of got sick. I had a headache. You
started feeling the symptoms, I said.
Well, no, you did not use the word symptoms.
Well, you didn't let me finish.
No, you never used the word symptoms.
This is what happens when someone gets the vid.
So anyway, I had a headache right here in the back of my eye. You know, that kind you get when you have allergies. Mm-hmm. It's like the earthquake all of a sudden. You get the allergies and you get the headache, the migraine type headache. So I had that in the back of my head. And I was like, why do I have this headache in one eye? And I even said to you, I'm going to lay down and cover my head up so that I make the headache go away. Because it was a really bad headache. The worst I've ever had. I don't have headaches, but it felt like if I were to know what a migraine felt like, and I've never had one, that would have been what it felt like to me. And so I laid there and I rested, and I was like, okay, I'm cool. And then the next day I went to sleep. I started a headache, but it wasn't as bad because I had been taking, Advil to knock the headache down. I just figured I'm having a really bad allergy attack. I get them quite a bit, but never behind the eye, just for the record.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, the pain moved from my eye to my jawbone right here. And I thought, oh my God, do I have a toothache? But I'm pretty good with dental hygiene. So I've only had 2 cavities my entire life, just for the record.
I didn't say
so anything. Anyway, I know what your face said everything. So
hi, Sherry.
She brushed her teeth 8,000 times a day, and I do it, with the recommended daily allowance.
My teeth after
every single meal, and you eat 8 times a day. Ooh, I just ate a pizza. Ooh, I just had a cup of coffee. Ooh, I just looked at the sun.
Why are you exaggerating?
Anyway, so hi, Sherry, favorite couple. Yes, I saw you. I know you just said hi to her. So, okay, so then it was toothache. Wasn't sure. I thought gum infection. I didn't sure. Pull my gum back. Nothing was wrong. I'm like, what is going on here? You look to see if there's an abscess or something. But you went like this. I'm like, I don't feel nothing. Why do I have a toothache? Maybe it's just a sinus infection.
I didn't know about this part though, because you didn't. I didn't.
Well, I didn't know either, and this was Tuesday morning, and then I started feeling like, what the heck is going on? Something's going on. And I said to you, I'm going to test myself for COVID. And you said, you have COVID? And I said, no, I'm just going to be on the safe side and test myself. Home test, government sent it to us. It was free.
Yep.
I did the test. And you know how that little red, it's supposed to be a red line that shows up if you're positive, but
there's a red line.
And there's two lines, a T and a C on the home test.
The C is like an automatic.
C means clear.
It's
You're clear. No COVID.
And then the
T means, oh, you tested. And that's the one test that I wanted to fail.
Yeah.
You know, that's one test in my life that I want to fail. And it said red, and the red line disappeared instantly. And of course my heart sank. And I go, no, it's got to be, maybe I did a test wrong.
Well, and then I tested myself.
No, I did a test again.
Yeah, you wasted 2 tests.
I wanted to make sure. And it popped up again. I go, damn it. So then I took myself to a PCR test and got a third test.
Well, and I also tested myself that night, and I came back negative.
Negative. She tested negative that night.
I didn't feel any symptoms, and I was like, okay, I'm good to go.
Yep. And then after I got the PCR,
that confirmed it.
That took 2 days, but the other 2 tests, and they told me there that the home test was pretty much accurate. But I wanted it to not be accurate because I didn't want to. Because you remember, my sister passed away from COVID, the Delta. So having COVID took on a different meaning for me. And if you have family members that passed away from having COVID, then it took on a different meaning for you too, I'm sure. But for me, it took on a different meaning because now I'm like, what is going to happen here? What's going to happen? And
I just realized their dryer.
I just realized it too.
I didn't even realize that I left the dryer on.
It's okay.
So
we're at home. Right. So there you go.
So yeah, he ended up getting it, and then right before our trip, I decided to take another test after I started feeling really, really tired. And I thought I was just tired because, I work weird hours or whatever, and I'm going to school and stuff. So I thought I had a lot on my plate, and I'm like, wow, I'm really tired. So then we're like, okay, let me take a test before we go on our trip because we were going to be on vacation for a week. And then I freaking take the test when I get home from work, and I test positive. And I was like,
and Gabriel.
I was pissed.
And no, we did not accidentally break the swab off in our noses. We did it right. But Gabriel,
yes, we did it right.
Actually, you're incorrect because if you test wrong, it could still show up. You could get a false positive reading if you do the test wrong.
Or you could not get any of the lines.
Or end the line.
And it means you actually did do it wrong.
You do it wrong. And you have to follow it by, and you can't touch it for 15 minutes. But I mean, realistically, when the red line appeared right away, it wasn't like it was going to disappear.
Well, and my red line appeared right away on Friday, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have COVID and we're about to go on vacation. So basically we spent the whole week just resting and recuperating.
Well, realistically, I spent the first week in the bedroom by myself. What do you call it? Quarantined.
Yeah, we don't need to go on that.
No. I'm saying then I realized that when I felt better, we switched rooms.
Yeah, and
then she went in the room, and then she stayed in there. But
my symptoms were different from your symptoms, though. I didn't get a headache with behind my eye. I got a headache, but then I also thought it was because of other things too. So it was weird. But then I definitely felt really exhausted, drained. I couldn't get any kind of energy. All I wanted to do was sleep.
And you're supposed to be coming home today.
Yeah, I was supposed to be coming home today.
But instead, we were home the entire time recuperating.
Didn't go on vacation.
And now I am negative.
And yes, and now I am...
Almost.
I had a faint line.
But just to be fair, according to what works with the CDC, it's the first 5 days. It used to be 10. The first 5 days, you should quarantine, according to the CDC.
Well, quarantine up until...
And then after that, you can wear a mask and go out, but you need to still social distance. But I kind of stayed locked up for... the whole time. And the downside is I missed my youngest daughter's prom. She looked gorgeous. She was beautiful.
And also the downside too is that we didn't get to celebrate my mom's birthday the way we wanted to either.
Yeah. But
the good part of all this.
The good part is she had booked some things that we were supposed to attend during the time we were gone. And because of extenuating circumstances, she got all of her money back. So she didn't lose any money. She was planning stuff for her mom. She got her money back. So that was the bonus. But the negative was that everything that we had planned, and she can't
And I pretty much didn't get a break. Like, I was so excited that I was like gonna get a break from work, gonna get a break from school, and then all of a sudden, like, I didn't. All I did was just rest because I was sick. So I didn't actually get like a mental break from anything. I was like exhausted the whole time. So that was like the real downfall.
So that's the maximum. And yes,
but
it is normally past her bedtime, except
we're
for
healthy.
she's off tomorrow and her schedule changed
Again.
My
schedule, yes, changed again.
So she's no longer having to go to bed at like the crack of ass
until they decide to change it again. Maybe, who knows?
So that was our experience, and my sister was very helpful. She sent me food from Walmart, and
no, didn't lose my sense of smell.
She sent food from Walmart, and she sent Campbell soups. Now, ironically, I grew up around Campbell soups as a kid because Campbell's was in Camden, New Jersey. But I've never really eaten soup from a can. I used it to cook with, but I've never eaten it from a can. So I've made it myself. I'll get chicken and cook it and add the vegetables and everything else myself and use chicken broth. But I've never used a can because I don't like salt. So when she sent me a bunch of cans of homemade chicken noodle soup, at this point, I'm hungry. I want to eat. So I take the can, pop it open, heat it up, pull it out, and then I eat it. And it felt like I just ate a whole bucket of salt. Because I didn't know you're supposed to.
Because you didn't read
the instructions. I figured you just take the can of soup, you put it in the microwave, you heat it up, and then you eat up the soup.
Hella fail. If I was feeling up to it, I would have like laughed and posted something about it. But this was the point where I was like not feeling. I couldn't. And Gabriel even messaged me and was like, because I hadn't posted on social media for like pretty much almost a week, and then I posted something. He was like, "Oh, I was worried about you because you hadn't posted for like 5 or 6 days." And yeah, I basically didn't post.
Oh, by the way, before we go,
didn't feel well.
Before we go any further, if you're watching on Twitter and you want to participate, I know you're probably going, "How can I send a question?" Because I'm not reading Twitter right now, and I'm not going to be able to read you. But if you log into Twitch, there's a link on the link that came with it. You can participate in the process and you can be involved in the chat. I will take a peek at Twitter in a minute and see if I missed something. But we can't respond back and forth like you can here or Facebook or YouTube. You can go to YouTube. They have the super chat, which is where Jason is right now. V John is on Twitch. Thank you, V John. Radar is on YouTube. So we got a bunch of people that are logging in. We appreciate it. And now a question was asked by Jason: Have you ever taken my kids to Philadelphia to see my home?
Yes,
and we have been there. I took them for several reasons. First of all, I want them to experience food. I know you're going, wait, food? What? No, I'm not talking because my daughter loved the Subway. She thought Eat Fresh was the epitome of food in the world. And I took her to Philly and got her a Philly hoagie. And the first thing she said to me was, after having a fresh made hoagie with the bread so soft that you can sleep on it and wake up in the morning with no cricks in your neck, she says, "Daddy, I'm never eating Subway again." Because the sandwiches in Philly are different than any place in the world. When I first moved from Philadelphia to Salinas, California, was the first time I ever heard of Subway. And when I saw them cut the bread on a triangle and then dump a bunch of meat in the middle, I was done because I knew that wasn't even close to what I'm used to eating. So I was done with that whole thing. So I go to Philly's Best, Philly, a bunch of places on the West Coast that have Philly stuff that's close, but no cigar. My nephew went to Philly with me as well, and he goes, "Uncle Stanley," and by the way, he's a cop in Georgia. He says, "Uncle Stanley, did a tornado hit this area?" And I'm like, "No, Josh, tornado did not hit this area. This is the way it looks on a regular basis." So if you guys don't know, I was born in Philadelphia. I lived there for the first couple of years of my life, maybe 5 or 6. Moved to Camden. Lived in Camden until I got out of high school and then moved back to Philadelphia. So that's my home. And then my next home would be the Bay Area because I've been here for 20 years. I've been there for 20 years. This is my family in the Bay Area. This is people I know. I can walk down the street and say hi to people. Although sometimes my trip down the street in San Francisco, what should be a 5-minute walk turns into a 30-minute walk because people want to stop and talk to me. And I don't have a problem stopping and talking to people. You know that. Mm-hmm. But then you're like, but we need to do because we got things to do. We got to keep moving.
I don't say that all the time. So
even one day I was with Susan and we were literally supposed to be at a meeting. And every 20 steps we walked, someone was like, "Oh, Stanley, hey." Or they pull out a phone, they do this. Is this you? That's always funny to me. So, you guys are late. What's new except your returns? Exactly. Do you like? I used to like Togos, but it's still nothing like a Philadelphia hoagie. You've
I
had
don't
one.
think I've had Togos before.
Togos it's okay. It's kind of like the heat. It's like a grinder. You know what a grinder is?
No.
It's when you toast the bread.
And
That's it. You toast the bread
on the sandwich
with the meat still on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like
with the meat attached.
Actually, that's not bad. Gabriel says, but Diane was posting on Twitter and not Instagram for a few days, which I thought was odd. Yeah, I think I might have retweeted and responded to a couple of things on Twitter, and Twitter is actually the social media that I don't use often. But I think it was mainly because he had posted something. I didn't post anything on my own, so that would be correct.
Yes. So we weren't going to do live today, but then I decided let's do it. And if we don't do it for a whole hour, please accept our apologies in advance.
Yeah.
But
we feel good now, which is I'm happy got the health back.
So let me explain to you
Okay.
what it feels like to actually have COVID. You didn't have it where I had it.
I don't think people have it the same exact way.
I know, but the way it was
me, it's almost like a bio-individual virus.
It's like its own special sauce.
It depends on like what you're made of, because like we did not have like the same symptoms.
So mine was like I got hit by one of those cement trucks. It ran me over, and then you could hear the beeping sound of it running back to run me over again, because the next morning when I finally woke up after Wednesday morning, I sounded like I had swallowed a bucket of nails.
I think I was at work.
I called you on the phone. You go, "Oh my God, you are sick." And it was so raspy.
And we had already started isolating, so I definitely wasn't anywhere near
Mazel
him.
tov.
But I guess I was in the process of getting it because I eventually got it, even though we distanced.
Yeah.
So
another question came up. What do you think about CCW? You know what CCW is?
Concealed carry.
What's the W stand for, though?
Weapon.
Well, it could be, but because CCW is concealed carry, able to conceal carry a weapon. In other words, carry a weapon that is not visible in public, because a lot of states don't. They either have, and ironically, 20 states now have constitutional carry, which is new. A lot of states have just said, forget the permit. You can just carry without a permit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they do still issue permits, but the difference is if you don't have a permit, you have to go through the 10-day process. This is most states, not California. So before somebody goes, that's not right in California, I'm telling you that's not the same. And like in Phoenix, if you have a CCW in Phoenix
or in Arizona,
you can go into parks with it, public parks. You can go into any place other than like schools and police station and colleges and universities, but you can go buy a weapon and walk out the door the same day if you have one, because they've done a background check. They fingerprinted you. They ran through everything. California, no matter what kind of CCW you have, you need to have a 10-day waiting period. It's called a cooling off period. And cooling off period is so you don't buy a gun and then go out and commit harikiri, which harikiri is a very, you know what harikiri is, right?
No.
It's Japanese when you commit, you just basically stab yourself and forget. You don't go, it's supposed to be so you don't go kill people after you get your gun.
Got it.
All right. It is not a weapon. It is a tool. Well, they don't have it at CCT though, so it's called a CCW. And I think that if you qualify, then you should have one. That's my opinion.
Morning, Chris.
Good morning. Good morning, y'all. Good morning from Hong Kong. Anyway.
Gabriel says, I have a question. How do you know what happens to your voice when you swallow a bucket of nails?
That's what it sounds like.
And he's sticking to it.
I'm sticking to that one. Because if you ever had anything in your throat that is like raspy, like I tried to smoke cigarettes when I was a kid, and it felt like I was swallowing glass. And so the sound of my voice, you heard it, I was like a monster.
It was bad. I was like, oh gosh.
It was horrible.
I was like, okay, well, we have a few days before our trip. Hopefully he'll get better.
Well, but the 5th day was supposed to be my 5th day where I would be okay. But then when she got sick, dead in the water.
Yeah, but then you still didn't feel 100%.
No, because it tricks you.
Well, that's the thing too, is why I don't understand why they're like, after 5 days you don't have to isolate anymore. But if you feel like crap after 5 days, like you probably should maybe continue to isolate for a few more days.
Well, it's each person. You should So, but you know what though? Let's be realistic. Let's cut the bull crap and let's be realistic. If people really followed the rules, then no one would be getting COVID because everyone would be self-isolating and everyone would be home.
Yeah, but then you also have those people that are asymptomatic.
I know, but there are some people who legit have it, know they have it, and don't care they have it.
Oh, yeah, that's
Because they have
true.
that opinion that only way they can save the world is by giving everybody else it. So then you get, and here's the crazy part. So the rumor is, I talked to one person who said their doctor told them that they just got COVID, they just got over it, they're good for 6 months. I did some research. That is incorrect. The shortest case of someone catching COVID again, how many days do you think it was? How long do you think it was?
20-something days.
Yeah, because I already told you already, cheater. 20 days. Because
I'm a cheater.
And I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV. But the way it seems to me that with the different variations or variants, each variant has a specific marker that changes the whole dynamics of the disease.
Oh, and there's so many variants.
There's so many variants that you may get immune to one variant, but the new one may have a different variant to it, which you may not be immune to. So therefore, you could catch it again.
I hope I never get that crap again. I hope I never get it again.
Yes. So now they have these new pills you can take, but you have to know you have it. You get 5. You got to do it within 5 days. So there we go. So that's the story of our life as it came to COVID.
That was the story of our life for the last week or so.
So it was miserably, horribly, disgustingly horrible that we lost we didn't lose everything, but we didn't go do anything. She didn't get a vacation, and I missed my daughter's prom.
And we missed celebrating my mom's birthday.
And then I said, I tweeted on I said that, now that I'm starting to get over COVID, I look to see how much it costs to go to my daughter's graduation. And it's just so expensive because we were going to drive. And all of a sudden now the driving is out because the rental car, we had to turn it in. We didn't get it. Someone responded by saying, I'm not a parent, which you should have ended your conversation with that. I'm not a parent, so just leave it alone. But instead, they decided to chastise me.
Someone always has something to say.
And that's when I kind of write, I'm not asking for your advice when I tweet. When I tweet, I'm not saying, okay, give me your advice, Dr. Phil. I don't want your advice. Just either, if you don't like what I said, there's a million people out there tweeting. Move on. I don't care. When someone starts on a question with this, I'm not trying to offend you. They're about to offend you.
Oh, where? I don't see that.
What? No, that's not on here. I'm talking about in real life.
Oh.
So.
Well, Brooke Miller's question is interesting. I'm curious. Will you now wear a mask indoors after having COVID? Ironically, both of us already do that.
We were wearing a mask when I got COVID.
Yeah.
I didn't get it being a mask less. And I have some other friends that have been hardcore mask wearers who still got COVID with a mask on.
And I wore a mask when I was at work.
Yeah.
So it's like.
So you remember now, and here's the biggest misconception I find with COVID. So people think that just by walking by you, your presence and my presence gives you COVID. What gives you COVID is moisture from your body. Like if you speak, you sneeze, you cough, you talk, those little pellets of water or moisture come out. So let's say someone coughs and hits a guardrail, and I have allergies, and so they hit and I go like this. Oh, my eye itches. Well, then I may have just given myself.
And he could be wearing a mask, but it doesn't matter because it went through his eyes.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Not to say that there's anything wrong with wearing masks. I will still continue to do so indoors. I'm just saying that the mask part is not your 100% protection in my opinion. I think it helps, but it doesn't. The sucky part about I think getting COVID is it's hard to really trace back where you got it from. So it's you don't even know what instance you were in when you got it. All I know is I more than likely got it from him because he started feeling the symptoms a few days before I did, and then all of a sudden I had it. So,
ooh, wow! According to Mike R., Daria is getting heat for calling the Chase game a super spreader. Interesting. So here's something interesting. So Maverick wrote this: a large recent outbreak in Shanghai was largely transmitted by people in their own apartments.
Hmm.
People weren't going outside, but still getting it because of the water and the moisture on surfaces and objects being delivered.
Wow.
So yeah, it's funny that, and here's how I got it. In as I've been flying back and forth to the Bay Area, which was quite regularly, I was fine.
Well, it's funny because I did the same and I was fine also.
Yeah, but then the next time when I finally flew, where there was a maskless flight, because the last time we flew back, they had just ended it, so we still had a mask on.
Well, I flew during Mother's Day
Yeah.
weekend, and they didn't have the mask mandate on. And people that I was sitting around on the plane also didn't have masks, but I decided to wear my mask. So it's like, that's what I was saying. Like, I think that the masks can help, but like when it comes down to it, there's so many circumstances with the different kinds of mutations that we can't keep up with, that at some point you just don't even know how you got it. Like,
Well, it's the strangest thing I noticed, and I think I tweeted to you as I texted you. It was in the airport. Was holy crap! This airport is hella full.
oh yeah,
It was
It's
extremely.
with the holidays before,
It was
beforehand.
2 weeks before Memorial Day,
Mhm.
but it was so crowded you'd think it was Thanksgiving weekend or something.
Because people are like now getting out and traveling.
It was like everybody decided, you know what, I'm going out now, and so there you go. So while you're here and you're logged in, remember you can.
It's always Stanley's.
It's always my fault. Everything's my fault.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: if you hadn't have gotten COVID and then came home and felt sick or whatever, like maybe we wouldn't have gotten it now. But who's to say we wouldn't have gotten it down the line?
And
because it's so highly. The variants now are so highly transmissible.
And and I will admit, I did not have an N95 mask. I had my old Mr. Badley mask, so that could have been the problem.
that could be too.
Because as they just said right here,
I was double masking at work for like a week too.
yeah, well, you know,
But who knows? Like again, like that's the thing. We're both, and the thing is we're both fully vaccinated and boosted.
well, we don't have the third booster shot yet.
No, we did. We got
The third booster shot.
No, the second booster shot.
No, we had the second. We haven't gotten the third.
Okay. No, that's not correct. The first two meant that we were fully vaccinated. We took two initially to become fully vaccinated. Then we took a third shot, which was our first booster. So now we need to get a second booster, which would be our fourth shot total. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because your math is way off.
I'm correct.
How you gonna get 4 out of 3?
No, I said we need to get a second booster, which would be our fourth shot total. How is that wrong? So anyways, we didn't get our second booster shot yet, right? But who's to say that our symptoms probably could have been worse?
See, Mike had 3 boosters. We had 2 already, and we had to get the third. We've already had 2 boosters. The next one's going to be the third.
I'll just leave you to think whatever. I'm not going to argue about it.
She's right. No, V-John, you have to.
I'm not going to argue about it. It's fine. We can move on. I'm just saying I've only had 3 shots total.
Okay. All right.
And one of them was a booster.
Okay.
That's it.
The booster chair?
That's it.
All right.
I'm not eligible to get another booster yet. That's why I haven't gotten it.
Because you're still a Gen Z.
No. Anyways, hold up your fingers, Stanley. It makes it easier to count.
I can't even count with fingers. I'll be like,
That's why
4 people.
That's why I just chose not to argue.
Nobody out.
I can't win a debate where someone is in denial.
Nobody outbeats the hut. That's what you'd say.
What?
That commercial from Pizza
Oh
Hut.
my god, I can't. Looks like someone didn't take calculus. Oh wait, I mean counting. Oh. Ooh, this.
Who did?
So.
But we did something I never did before. I ordered groceries from Safeway,
Mm-hmm.
and I was really disappointed they just dropped them off and left right by the door in these plastic
And of
bags.
course, he took a picture and posted.
I'm like, why would you? I was expecting it to be like a little perfect bin. I bring the bin in the house, I unload it, and I put the bin out, and they come pick it up. But apparently, they've been done with that.
Oh my god, that joke was so bad.
It's just a little river in Egypt.
Pull out
that's all
your
that.
COVID cards. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't wait until COVID is completely gone, which I don't think it ever will be. I just wish.
We're gonna have subvariant 6475 FDO.
Denial. It's not just a river in Egypt. But yeah, so wait, enough about COVID.
Well, I know. I think you went back to it because
No, they don't charge for bags in Phoenix. They don't charge for bags at all in Arizona, Jason. Not at all.
The funny thing about
that's a Cali
recycling here
thing.
is that they say they recycle, but then you see it in the same trash. We recycle,
Yeah.
and then we go down there. It's like, wait a minute, that's the regular garbage.
I don't think the state. Well, from what I can tell, I know that Phoenix, we're not very good at recycling. And if you want to compost, you have to pay for it. Not the other way around.
Speaking about compost, do you know that flu is up 500%?
The flu?
Yeah.
Flu cases? Yep.
Yeah. 500%.
Yeah.
All right. Hello there. I hate Diet Cola.
That's a funny name. That's why they're talking about the COVID flu combo shot. Yeah. Oh, and actually, when we got our booster, we got our flu shot at the same time. Remember? Oh, that's weird. Never mind. Oh, Radar said COVID card will tell you how many shots you got. So look at. Oh no, I don't need to look at it. I definitely know how many shots I got. I don't need to look at it. I know how many shots I got. This one, on the other hand, he needs to look at it.
Nobody out Pizza Hut.
Why do you keep saying that?
Because the way he says it is just so whiny.
Stanley, what are you drinking? Jason says.
Nothing. It's empty.
Yeah.
It was negro. Give me that. No, you can't show it. It's negro. Modelo negro. Yeah, it's black.
You're not saying it correctly.
It's negro.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm
not Spanish, though. I didn't say we would say Modelo negro.
No, because I was wondering why your breath smelled like that. I was like, oh, your breath smells interesting. Oh, that's why you're drinking that. Okay.
Yes. You know why? Because I tested negative today and I'm celebrating. Celebrate good times. Come on. Yep. So this was my shot to fight COVID.
I don't know what to say.
There you go. So now it's going back to normal. Going back to Cali.
Oh my goodness.
So now I have to get back on track. The only problem is my daughter graduates in a few more days. I need to make sure I make it there. Hook, line, or sinker. And then I have to spend some time with her for the next week because
I told him not to bring that ish back.
Had my 2 COVID shots, never got a booster, ended up with COVID anyways. First time, put my lips in the dirt. Second time, I was just like a mild head cold. Third was just mild sniffles. Oh my gosh,
I hate Diet Cola. You got it 3 times? I'm glad. Are you feeling better? Because that's a lot. I hope you really are.
Oh, so let's change subjects again. So I just posted something. I went to Costco and they had.
Oh no.
Okay, remember 2 years ago there was a toilet paper shortage. Well, apparently, and I posted on my YouTube channel on the shorts, there was a glutton of toilet paper because you know how you go to Costco and you get the little samples of food and all that. Well, they had samples of toilet paper, and I was sitting there wondering, so what do you do with toilet paper as a sample in Costco? Do you wipe yourself to see if it works right there on the spot? I mean, they had it rolled up so you could take a line.
I told him that I think that you could just test it by wiping your nose.
But you don't use toilet paper to wipe your nose with.
Some people do.
No, use tissue.
Yeah, but some people use toilet paper if it's the next best thing.
Okay.
You can feel if it's soft, and then you can determine whether or not that's appropriate by testing it here.
Thank you, Gabriel, for the $8.
Yay! Thanks, Gabriel.
So thank you. I appreciate it, Gabriel. We do appreciate it for the super chat. Thank you very much. So I just thought it was pretty strange that
V-John says, I totes blow my nose on TP. See? He totally does it.
Before or after you use it?
Ew, that's disgusting. I've blown my nose with TP too.
Okay, my only point is who gives out sample? And there was no line. There was nobody fighting over the line to get a sample of the toilet paper. It was just this one poor lady sitting in the back of the corner. It was like she was on punishment.
Did you talk to her about it?
It was like she was on punishment with toilet paper. I'm like, okay, everybody. So you get the burritos, you get the chips, you get the salsa.
Did you talk to her?
You get the donuts. You cut them in half. Oh, and you, Marianne.
I've asked him the same question 3 times.
You get the toilet paper.
No,
What?
No, you didn't talk to her about it.
No, I'm not going to talk to her
I
about it.
asked you the same question like 3 times.
And I was ignoring you like 3 times. Durr.
He's mean when he has COVID.
Oh my God. I don't have COVID anymore. I'm very happy. So anyway, as I was saying, I just thought it was pretty strange that they were giving out free samples of toilet paper. Now, if it had been my sister when she was a kid, it would have been perfect because she used to eat toilet paper.
She used to eat toilet paper?
She used to eat it. Yep. She used to pull the roll off and just eat it.
Which sister?
I'm not going to say.
Wait, tell me about you.
Nope, not going to say.
Why not?
I'm not going to say because I'm not going to throw any of my sisters under the bus for eating toilet paper.
You already threw them under the bus by announcing that they used to eat toilet paper. I'll figure it out.
Anyway, I posted it on my YouTube channel, youtube.com, Mr. Bailey Productions. It's pretty interesting. It's a short. It's something I knew I like to do is posting the shorts. It's fun because I get to post something that's really quick and you can look at it and you can either laugh. But what I hate, and I know this is going to get me trolled, is that when people say "slow news day," that drives me insane. Slow news day. I should go to their job and be like, slow tax day, slow grocery day.
Babe, please don't use that voice.
No, that's what it sounds like to me.
That voice sounds so ugly.
Hey, slow news day. Every news person I know in the world hates that. So you post something, you're trying to be funny. Oh my God, this is so funny. It made me laugh. Oh my God, this is hilarious. And then you put it out there for the world and go, clown news day.
Oh my gosh, that voice though, the way you say it is so ugly.
Hanky. Worse is the referee Hanky. Every time I think of Hanky, I think of
who's Hanky?
I don't know. Is Mr. Hanky. You want to get high? You want a towel? Anyway, anything else?
Don't use that voice again.
Yeah.
It's so ugly.
The voice is ugly or I'm ugly?
No, you're not ugly. The voice is ugly.
I
said the voice.
Nice. Nobody on Pizza's the Hut. Reusable nasal tissue. Yes. Mr. Hanky is from South Park. Just Google referee Hanky. Okay, well, see.
Okay, I'll Google.
She's Googling it right now. I don't know who Hanky is. It's probably the guy with the bald head.
Did I spell it wrong?
Nope, that's not him. There he is. Ted Hanky.
Oh, wait. Referee Hanky.
There's a bunch of stuff coming up. Yeah, Pizza the Hut, Spaceballs.
What is it supposed to? Is it South Park?
No, I don't know.
Oh.
You're confusing Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Pooh, and Mr. Towley. Yes, I am confusing the two.
Yeah,
thank you.
he is actually. I was gonna say that sounds like Mr. Towley.
But who I used to be a big fan of? I got
Cartman.
I have a giant Stan Cartman.
Yeah.
In my kitchen, giant one.
Looking over us. Where are we gonna put that when we?
It's gonna be somewhere.
Okay. Wasn't he in your kitchen in your last place?
Mr. Hanky. Sorry. Yes.
Mr.
Stan Cartman has. Eric Cartman. Did you call him Stan Cartman?
I did not call him Stan Cartman.
Eric
I
Cartman.
just said Cartman, and you said Stan Cartman.
Eric Cartman has been with me everywhere. I used to be a huge South Park fan, especially with those chocolate salty balls.
Eric Cartman, babe.
Those chocolate salty balls?
I don't know.
That was who? The chef. And who was the chef?
I didn't watch
Isaac Hayes.
I didn't watch South Park like that.
Hey, boys and girls. You want some chocolate salty balls?
No, it's when the referee in a soccer match blows their nose without tissue. Ew.
Ooh.
Okay, Chris, just so you know, I'm so traumatized because when I was living in San Francisco, I saw someone. I was looking for a parking spot.
I did a story on that.
I know. And I saw someone. I was looking for a parking spot, and I legit saw someone go like this, and it just like came out, and I was like, "What the?" And I was like, I that's like too close to anyone's car. Like it was disgusting. And I was like, people actually do that?
I remember a story.
That's what that reminds me of.
When they asked me,
gross.
I'm going to do a story about people doing expectoring, where they go like this, and they go, you're never going to find anybody on camera to do that.
So gross.
And in 4 hours, I found 30 people who were just blowing their nose without a tissue.
My
it's like,
oh my God.
And
why do people
can you imagine that with COVID now?
Oh my God, I can't.
Yeah, so one dude was sitting there. I swear he had a water hose shoved up the back of his neck and out his nose because he went like this and like this poured out. And I'm like, and I had it on video, and it was like somebody wrote me. I remember I got an email.
So
That was
grossed out.
they like that was so disgusting. I'm trying to eat dinner. I'm like, well, don't do it.
And that's so disgusting. Also, I really love this. Even though you read this already, you're confusing Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Pooh, and Tally. So you
I confuse them both.
3 people.
So Tally is the guy who smokes
towel.
high. You want to get
The
high?
guy who smokes high.
Yeah, he smokes weed. Hey, you want to get high? And then Mr. Tanky,
Oh.
not Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Pooh is a turd. Hanky the Christmas Pooh. Da, 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 da.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Hello,
wow.
boys and girls.
That's $1,000 fine in Hong Kong. Oh well, people here would have to be paying up.
Wait a minute, is it $1,000 US dollars or
Yeah,
$1,000?
he says 1,000 USD fine in Hong Kong. That's a lot of money. That's
Damn.
basically the equivalent to
Of taking guns in Canada.
Oh, I was gonna say that's the equivalent to violating a disabled parking in a
No,
disabled spot, right?
in San Francisco, it's like $900.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a little different though.
That's disgusting.
Oh, speaking about disabled parking spaces.
Oh gosh, cell phone lot.
So I had to
I can't.
take her mom to the airport, and I went to the cell phone lot, and I realized that the cell phone lot is like a mile from the airport, so you can't walk to the airport. You can only park there in your car while you wait for your person to come to the gate to the front so you can pick them up. And they have disabled parking spots. Now, disabled parking spots are so that somebody who is disabled can have easy access to wherever they're trying to go by foot or by wheelchair. Having them in a cell phone lot,
Like defeats the purpose.
and then you said, well, it's for the porta potties.
Well, yeah, but then not really.
Except the porta potties are like a mile away. They're on the very end of the back end of the park. So that's one of those cases where I get it. We need to have disabled parking. By law, you have to have a certain amount for a parking lot. But if there's no reason for you to get out your car, which there is no reason to get out your car in a cell phone lot, there is no need for disabled parking spaces. There's no need. Because there's nowhere you can go. Okay. That's it for me for that.
That was his rant.
That was my rant. I had a story to tell.
Oh, goodness.
I had to remember what it is though, because somebody told me they wanted to sit on the airport with me and to hear some of my stories. And there was a story I thought about today that I wanted to tell. Now I cannot remember to save my life. So you talk and I'll think about it. It was a good story though. It was a funny story from.
It was a good story that you can't remember.
Oh yeah, I have two. First is about my oldest daughter.
Text.
Let me tell the story. Are you really going to give away my story?
No, I didn't give it. I was just asking, is that the story?
Yeah. Love her to death.
I didn't give away
Sweetest person in the world. Sweetest person in the world. Love her. Rebecca, I love you. Before I throw you under the bus, I love you.
Oh my God.
But, so she's visiting, and I made breakfast. I'm like, Rebecca, get up. It's time to come eat. Nothing. No move, no movement. I'm like banging pots. Rebecca, it's time to eat. Nothing. I'm like, is she okay? I checked. Nothing. No movement. I'm like, what is wrong with her? Why is she so asleep? How do I wake this child up from this hibernation she's in? And then I thought, and I went into the living room, and I grabbed my phone, and I picked it up, and I texted her. I just put in hello, and her phone went ding. And she popped up to answer her phone. And I go, oh my God. So I rang a bell. I moved her around. I yelled in her ear. Nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Until I dinged her. And then she woke up. But then that reminds me of you.
Am I the second part to
Yes.
this story? Oh gosh.
She sleeps. And she'll sleep through fire trucks.
I don't sleep through. I'm a light sleeper.
No, she sleeps through fire trucks. Helicopter crashed outside the front door.
No.
You can hear the rotor still spinning.
I wear earplugs.
Rotor
For
spinning.
a reason.
Fire trucks, motorcycles, revving engine. The minute I get in the bed and I go, oh, you're snoring. Oh, you're snoring. Oh my God, you're snoring.
You
I'm
snore.
like, Yeah, but you just slept through a helicopter crash outside the
I
front
did
door.
not. There was no helicopter crash outside of our. Okay, exaggeration much?
I'm just
Okay,
saying.
there's literally like a motorcycle that kept going back and forth on the street that I didn't hear. I was like purely exhausted. But like, okay, so if I'm wearing earplugs, the motorcycle's outside. So it's like at some point it's faint because I'm wearing earplugs. He is snoring right next to my actual ear that has the earplug in it. My actual
ear?
My actual ear with earplugs. So of course I'm gonna hear the snore versus the motorcycle sound, which is a little faint because I have earplugs in. But you're legit snoring in my ear.
I literally
in my actual ear.
I literally climb in the bed, lay down.
You literally climb in the bed.
And then I go,
fell asleep.
No, I take a deep breath. She goes, "Oh my God, you're snoring!" I'm like, "Wait,
no,
I literally."
Not how it goes.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes.
No, it's not. I legit go. Can you? Am I supposed to say the machine?
No, we're not doing that.
I'm legit just like, can you stop snoring?
Oh my God, I can't believe you're snoring.
In my actual ear.
Your auto mode is cray cray. What does that mean?
Earplugs, because Stanley keeps on talking even in sleep. Earplugs because so I started wearing earplugs back when I started doing the overnight shift when I first got into news. So this was like almost 15 years ago.
Nothing to do with me.
Nothing to do with him. I'm a light sleeper. And so, but I was also sleeping during the day because of the overnight shift. So I had to wear earplugs because, life still happens. People are awake during the day. So I started wearing earplugs. And then I just have been doing it ever since. And I think it's probably made me a lighter sleeper than I would like to be, than I should be. But so I get dependent on earplugs now to just drown out the sound.
So I'll say something to her. I say, honey, beautiful day. She goes, oh, I'm sorry. I can't hear you. I got earplugs in. So she takes them out. And then I'm like, I just said, oh, it's a wonderful day. And she goes, oh, I can't hear you because I had the earplugs in. Okay. So she puts them back in. So, I lay down.
Okay, let's get one thing clear. I normally fall asleep before you because of my schedule. And so when I fall asleep before you, when you get in the bed and you fall asleep after that, I've already gone through like some sort of like deep sleep and you have interrupted my deep sleep when you do that. But if we go to bed at the same time and we fall asleep around the same time, I no longer am bothered by your snoring.
I can fall asleep with the TV on. As a matter of fact, my favorite TV show to go to sleep on.
So annoying.
It's First 48.
Who falls asleep with the TV on?
She can't do that.
I can't. It's noisy.
Okay, just for the record.
It needs to be peaceful and quiet.
In theory.
As it should be.
In theory, she can't fall asleep with the TV set on.
Who watches
But in realistic world,
before going to bed?
Who
watches First 48 to go to bed?
It's relaxing.
No, that is sick.
How is that slick? Slick.
I'm sorry, how's it what? That's sick.
Jerry Hunterstein tests positive. Who's Jerry Hunterstein?
I don't know.
He just tested positive.
Who's that? Let's see.
So anyway, I put on First 48 and it's like a boom, I'm out.
That person doesn't even come up when I Google them.
So A9 falls asleep with YouTube on. So same thing. So yes, I can fall asleep I can literally just now.
Not your fake ear.
Now, funny thing is, I can drive and never fall asleep. I can drive for days and be fine. But the minute I sit on the couch at home, I'm out.
Goodness gracious.
I'm just saying. Not your fake ear.
I don't know if you guys can tell, but we're like the complete opposite.
Yeah, she likes those Golden State Warriors.
We don't do we have anything in common?
Yes, you like to eat, and I like to feed you.
That's not. No, we have plenty in common. We also just are very opposite in certain things too.
What? No, you like those love shows on TV all the time.
Oh,
my God! Why don't you do that to me? Why don't you? How come you don't do that to me?
Okay, so I do I will watch so while I was sick for like a little bit, I watched
Every single
I
Love
watched
channel out there.
Not Love Channel. I
Love is
watched
Blind.
Love is Blind on Netflix.
Love
I
is
watched
Circle.
The Ultimatum.
Love is the Surgical First.
And I watched Married at First Sight. Not all of the. Well, I did finish Love is Blind and Ultimatum, but I didn't finish.
And she sits there. Why don't you do that to me?
I actually don't. What I do say is like, oh, that's so cool. Why don't you do that? But not like every little thing.
Every little thing.
No.
Oh my God! Look how he breathes. How come you don't breathe that way? I'm like, what?
Oh my gosh, no. Why do you exaggerate so much?
You do.
I don't ask. Why do you
look,
see? Why
look,
don't you?
Oh my
breathe
God,
that
he
way?
blinks. Look how he blinks. You should blink just like that. That'd be so romantic. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding
That's
me?
how he blinks?
Yeah. Oh, he blinks so well.
Oh my gosh. I totally don't say those things.
Oh, you really?
No, I totally don't. Really? I ask you, why don't you blink like him? Why don't you?
It's a rhetorical statement.
Breathe like him?
Yeah. Oh, and then you was like, that constant breathing in and out. I mean, you should just stop that. But he's like, oh, look. Oh, would you? How come you? Oh, you don't do that. You're right. I don't do that.
I never say
the guy
that
doesn't have any arms. I can't do that.
I don't compare you to anybody, V. Why would you even see? Do you see what he does? He like just exaggerates on me like I'm the worst ever. I don't even do those things.
Okay, we're gonna end it on another note. As you notice, if you've been paying attention,
see how he changes the subject. He knows he's.
I
wrong.
posted about how I am no longer restraining my people who follow me from going after people who troll me, because I tried for a while. It was pretty good, successful. I was on my own. I was handling it, but then it became a troll army, which is ironic because the troll army came out the minute I announced I was coming back to the Bay Area, and then all of a sudden I became a threat. I don't know how, but yes, I became a threat. So I've been being trolled, and apparently I got a letter from Facebook saying that someone had created a fake account. The one I showed on Twitter is another one. The one before that they already deleted. So there were two fake accounts. And this one was interesting because all their photos were of everybody named Stanley Roberts, the basketball player, and myself, and anything that had to stand. But they had my picture as the front picture and my name. So I say it again that I've been telling people that that I no longer restrict you from responding to trolls. If you see something, say something. One that I didn't even reshare because it was totally racist, and one of my followers flagged it as being racist with Twitter. It was really bad, and it's funny because I'm very low key. Well, I'm low key to a sense where I'm not going out and actively antagonizing people. You know me. I believe in a live and let live policy. Except for if you're behaving badly, I'm going to say, hey, that was kind of messed up. And I have this weird thing that people think that because I call people out for their bad behavior that I'm an angel. I'm not an angel. If I was an angel, I wouldn't be here doing a podcast. I'd be somewhere floating around with little wings.
You also wouldn't be snoring in my ear.
In your real ear. In your actual ear.
Actual ear.
Yeah. So yeah, and just like dollar store Seth Green. So this dude,
dollar store
that's
Seth Green,
a nickname he gave him. A nickname. Hashtag dollar store Seth Green on Twitter, and you'll find this guy who came out of nowhere. And here's the deal. I thought it was out of nowhere. I really did. I was like, where's this guy coming from? But then I realized that he's with a whole troll army. So all these guys are taking turns attacking me. And then they decide to attack the GoFundMe and claiming that, well, I have no money and Susan, who I was working with, has money. So therefore, they made it into a racist diatribe, which was really bad.
I haven't been following only because I honestly have been trying to limit the things that stress me out during this week. So, and those are one of the things, like when I see people coming for him, it stresses me out, and he takes it a lot better than I do, and I'm not even the target. So I would prefer not to look at those kinds of things online. So I don't.
Bobcat said, except for when you're embellishing the things that your wife does. Yeah, well,
Yeah, you're an angel except for when you do that.
yes, I always embellish what she does. But
Always.
another good question that came up was Radar 2022, and he asked, "What do you think about Supreme Court could overturn Roe versus Wade?" So, as a journalist, I'm not going to give you my personal opinion, but I will tell you that from my observations, that Roe versus Wade was for the longest time the way for people who wanted to get elected to use it as a stepping tool to say, I'm going to have Roe versus Wade overturned. And if you vote for me, I'm going to make it my lifelong mission to do that. And for years, they used that platform to try to get elected. And then they realized that these other weirder platforms have shown up where you can get, and then all of a sudden, this weird, leak from the Supreme Court, which never has a leak, suddenly has a leak that they haven't been able to figure out where the leak came from. And then I guess was it Roberts who confirmed that the leak was true?
I
think it was Robert.
I can't remember honestly.
So, and personally, my thing is that a woman's personal life and body is theirs. I don't have the right to tell you what to do with your with your body. I don't have the right to do that. That's I wasn't sitting here the judge, jury, and executioner. You have the right to make your own decisions, and that's how I always will feel. I'm a little disappointed the way things have been going lately, and how it's we without getting too political, how we have this weird thing about how we agree with life, but then we watch people getting killed, and we don't. It's just so weird.
It's like it's almost as if the definition of life isn't consistent.
Yeah, it's just the same thing like with black on black crime. It's like we tend to, and I remember Time magazine in 1980s. There was the front page with black on black crime. So this isn't new, but we as African Americans seem to overlook the fact that we're killing each other left and right every single day. But yet, as soon as someone kills someone else that's not African American, it's, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. You're going to have to embrace life no matter who that life is. Life is life.
But it also goes to show, too, that racism is still alive as well, right? Because if you're prioritizing another person's life over another person's life based on race, which isn't always the case, but I'm just saying based on your example, then that goes to show that racism is still a thing as well.
Yeah, but you're right, Bobcat. So it's actually pro-birth and not pro-life. However, there is no pro-birth agendas. It's just they call it pro-life or pro-choice. Pro-choice and pro-life, right? So those are the names they gave, the labels they gave them. But I don't like to get in these little conversations because they become political, and then it becomes what's your opinion, and then my opinion shouldn't matter because I'm a journalist and I'm supposed to use my opinion to determine how I feel about a story. My opinion should be kept to the key word on my opinion
is to yourself.
Is my.
Well, and that's the thing too, is I think as journalists, people have to understand that we are human beings. So we will have opinions,
but not public opinions.
But we won't put them out there in public because the thing is our opinions are our opinions are irrelevant to whatever story we're reporting. Like, because we're not the story.
I tell you,
the story is fact-based. So whatever is happening in life, like whatever is happening in the court system, whatever the decision is made, my opinion doesn't matter because I'm reporting on what's happening and that's not about me.
So my first ever experience with a biased producer, my first experience was kind of mind-blowing because I was in Salinas, and I grew up to believe that as a journalist, you don't have an opinion when you're doing the news. And the producer asked me to go out and shoot wind. And, obviously you can't shoot wind, but you have to shoot the byproduct of wind.
Like a tree.
Which a tree.
Or like the leaves.
Or leaves.
Or like electrical poles or so. Wires.
Well, that'd have to be a hurricane if it's moving that much.
That's true.
But in my case, the
flag.
The thing that made sense to me was the American flag.
Yeah.
The American flag was blowing and in the wind, and it was definitely showing that it was windy. So I set the camera up. I shoot a long shot of the flag blowing in the wind. And I'm like, okay, I got some good wind shot. This clearly shows the wind in Salinas Valley. I bring it back and I go, hey, I got you a shot. Here's the wind. You can use that. And they did not want the video. I do not want you to show an American flag. I don't think the American flag should be used as an example because I don't like the American flag. And that at that point,
that's weird.
Yeah, that realized that was an opinion.
That's weird.
Well, that was weird for me too.
That would make me feel uncomfortable.
I remember I'm being new in the news business, and I'm under the impression.
Wait, this was back in the 90s?
This was in the 90s.
Wow.
So they did not want to use the American flag as a symbol of wind because the American flag offended them, even though they lived in America.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that was my first take. So what do you think about the Supreme Court ruling can be left to the states? I don't, again, I don't want to get deep into this because then we start getting down a rabbit hole. But Roe versus Wade it set a precedent. And for those who don't know what a precedent is, it's a case that dictates other cases. So when you set a precedent, you are basically saying that this is the case, notwithstanding any other case that we use to judge every other case that's out there. Roe versus Wade but it was just like like Brown versus the Board of Education. Now, ironically, the precedent for that wasn't even Brown versus the Board of Education. It was Williams versus, I think it was Trenton. Look up Trenton versus Hedgepath. Trenton at Board of Education versus Williams and Hedgepath. So if I'm correct,
versus what?
Williams and Hedgepath, Hedg. It's just start typing. It should reveal itself. So
Hedgepath and Williams versus Board of Education.
So
that was 1944.
So 1944, Board of Education, Hedgepath and Williams versus the Board of Education, which was Trenton. Maybe Trenton or Newark. It's one of those two cities.
Yeah, Trenton, New Jersey.
Trenton, New Jersey. That was the precedent for Brown versus the Board of Education. That set the reason why they ruled for that Brown versus the Board. Now, ironically, that court case is my family. The Trenton case is my family, Williams. That was our family name forever. Remember, my uncle was the chief of police for Trenton, New Jersey, Ernest Williams. So my family in the 40s set the precedent for Brown versus the Board of Education when that happened. So it happened first in Trenton by my actual blood relatives. So yes, my history has a lot to dictate about how things were changed with the Board of Education over the years. And so once you set a precedent, that's usually how it works. But the problem with Roe versus Wade is that it was set, and now they're trying to unset it. Just like no one's going back and saying
they're trying to unset the first ever.
Yeah. So they're trying to take it away from everybody. That's almost like going back and saying, okay, the Williams and Hedgepath case is we should throw it out and we should segregate schools and we should start all over again.
Yeah.
So that's where I look at it as like we're taking things that were set in stone and saying that, okay, we don't want to be set in stone anymore because we don't like it. So there you go. And now the next question was my thoughts on Johnny Depp. Again, that was the whole thing as related to them was basically a cluster. I think that
when did they have that ruling? Was that on Friday?
I think it was Thursday or Friday. It was a cluster.
Oh, Thursday, yeah.
Because they both were in the wrong, and they both were, and which brought up a question you asked me: do people really lie under oath? And the answer is absolutely they do.
I was like, wow, what's the point of swearing on a Bible if you're gonna lie under oath? Like, what's the point?
Now, the question was though earlier about left to the states is that, obviously the states make up some of the craziest rules ever. I believe it should be kept federally. And then and that way we don't have all this
consistency.
Yeah, for consistency, as opposed to it being because then, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to end it with this one. When I was a kid back in the 70s, I remember hearing stories about people that were injuring themselves and killing themselves with coat hangers to
I get a visual every single time
to have abortions. They were using coat hangers to try to abort and that's where one of the reasons why they had Roe versus Wade to allow it to be so we don't go backwards and start having people trying to administer medical assistance to themselves and kill themselves. And so anyway, when are you going back to San Francisco? Well, I'm working on it. The COVID bout set me back 2 weeks, so give us time. Illinois is still in the books. In the 80s, you could shoot a Mormon on sight. Oh, wow.
What happened?
He said, Bobcat said, in Illinois, it was still in the books in the 80s. Well, speaking about stuff that's still in the books in the 80s, they just made lynching against black people illegal. Oh. And this is what, 21st century?
The anti-lynching. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Okay, this is the thing, this is why...
You don't like to end on a negative note.
I don't like to end on a negative note.
Okay, so let's move on to something positive. How about those Warriors?
Woo, yeah, baby. Right. So we got this. So, sorry, I know there's some Celtics fans up in the house, but Wednesday, we'll take it. The Warriors will take it.
Let me check Twitter before we go. Hold on, checking Twitter, make sure I'm not missing any comments here. Oh, wait, I got some messages.
What? How does it pop up on Twitter?
Just regular people send messages. Lynn wrote, and my sister's not having a good time. Wait. This is something she wants everybody to look at story-wise. Okay, so I don't... Boom, boom. Surprise. Yeah, okay. So most of the people were new enough to come on. So, good. All right, folks. I'm happy for your Warriors. I mean, I know I give you grief.
You always give me grief.
But I have to. I have to give you...
You always give me grief.
Just like my family...
You can never just be, happy that, my team won.
Okay, just for the record. So, my family thinks that they don't understand why people like me. My nephew clearly says, why do people like you? I don't get it, Uncle Stanley. So they treat me like crap because they go, well, we want to keep you down to earth.
So is that what you're doing to me?
No, we're just keeping you down to earth for the Warriors.
So you treat me like crap?
No, I never treat you like crap.
When it comes to the Warriors, you do.
No, you got pander turd.
I what?
Exactly.
What?
Huh? Thank you I'm glad you like the toilet paper video, David. Share it.
Radar wants to bet that the Celtics are going to win. So you want to bet that the Celtics are going to win on Wednesday or that they're going to take the whole finals?
God, why'd you get her started?
Because we can bet on that. We can bet. You got the Celtics. I got the Warriors. Warriors are taking the finals. I can't predict how many games it's going to take for us to take it, but we're going to win.
Well, Gabriel likes my reduction to the 49ers, where I call them the 48ers because they always owe us one.
He always hates on my teams. Doesn't matter who they are. Always hates. Okay, Arcade Revolution. I'm crossing my fingers. I really hope you test negative for COVID tomorrow. Really.
So.
Radar thinks that the Celtics are going to take all.
Well,
I
think the 76ers are going to take it all.
Oh, gosh. You are living in a dream.
You know when
76ers are not even in it.
You know when she sleep, I do this. And then she
wow, what a hater. What a hater.
40 Winers, my nickname for the 49ers. No, I like the 48ers because they always owe us one. It's not a negative connotation.
Such a bad joke. Such a bad joke. Always. Any podcast next Sunday? No, because you will be on the road.
Finally on the road a little bit. I have to go. Okay, so my daughter graduated and her mom.
She'll be
graduate.
Yeah.
And her mom decided to have her graduation party 1 trillion million miles away.
Let's just hope he doesn't bring back.
I'm gonna bring back the bucket.
The vid.
I'm gonna bring back a 6. Oh, and if you want something funny and it's going viral right now, go to my Twitter. And I posted a picture of a commercial I saw on the game of a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken, a family of 4 eating a whole meal, but yet the food seems to be self-generating. Oh my God. How'd you when I buy Kentucky Fried Chicken, it's like it's already empty. You take 2 pieces out and it's like an empty bucket. This one, the bucket is overflowing and 4 people are already eating. It's like those Arby's sandwiches where
Arby's.
It's like this thick. And then you get it, and it's like this thick. And I remember going to an Arby's, and I ordered a roast beef sandwich when I lived in Hollywood. And it was flat, and you couldn't see the meat, right? All you saw was bread. The meat was on the inside. And I said to her, "Excuse me, ma'am, can I get a burger? Can I get a roast beef sandwich like that one on the screen?" because this one looked like it was just like emaciated. It's like 2 pieces of meat and some sauce. It was legit emaciated. And I go, can I get the one like that? When she looked at me, I swear as God is my witness, she had the straightest face. And she said, that was taken with a 3D camera.
Well, at least she was honest.
And I said, well, then make me a 3D roast beef sandwich because this ain't even close.
At least she was honest.
That was bull crap.
Oh my god.
A 3D sandwich.
Oh, Radar, thanks. He says you guys are awesome and lovable.
Thank you. Thank you. Even if she is a Warriors fan. So anyway, wait. And some random dude who's not black decided to trademark.
Oh, Juneteenth.
We can't have nothing, huh? Dude,
I forgot all about that.
he tried to trademark Juneteenth.
I think that it's being fought right now, though.
Yeah, but
what?
that's like don't get me started. I'm gonna take a deep breath.
Oh my gosh.
Dude tried to trademark Juneteenth. I never heard of Juneteenth until I moved to Salinas, though. Clarence taught me Juneteenth.
Yeah, you didn't hear about Juneteenth back in Philly?
No, I never heard of Juneteenth until I moved to California.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was nice. With Juneteenth celebration.
You would think that you would have heard.
I never heard of Kwanzaa until I moved to California. And I'm thinking, who's going to give out a gift for 12 times in a row, for 12 days?
Some people do celebrate. I don't
I grew up
celebrate
poor.
Kwanzaa.
We lucky we give away one gift. Yeah, can I trademark Christmas? Well, yeah. Can I trademark slave ship?
What?
Exactly.
What are you trying to trademark?
Thank you.
Wait, what are you trying to trademark?
Slave ship.
You are so canceled right now. You are so canceled. I don't even know what you're saying.
Just like the candy I found in Hungary.
Oh my god. Okay, can we go? No, stop. Stop.
No, really. There's a candy in Hungarian called Negro.
In where?
Hungary?
You said Hungary.
It's called Negro. And I'm like, this is funny because I can literally buy a bag of Negros.
Which one was it? Is it Hungary or is it Honduras? Because
No. It was Hungary.
Okay.
And the candy, and apparently it's named after the guy's name. His name is something Negro. And of course, in Hungary, it doesn't translate the same way. But when I saw that on Amazon, I said, ain't this something? I can actually buy a bag of Negroes. And it's legal.
Oh my gosh.
I'm millennial.
What is wrong with you?
I'm just telling you what's out there. I'm not judging.
I don't even know what's happening right now. Chris says, "Can I trademark the?"
We know.
Yes.
Do you know?
Trademark the.
Do you know that trademark Taco Tuesday is trademarked?
Is it?
Yes.
So we're violating a trademark.
Every time you say Taco Tuesday, no, you can say it all day long, but once you write it and say "come in for Taco Tuesday," you're technically violating a U.S.
So if
trademark.
I write that in a news script, it doesn't matter because they can't see it. But because we're writing,
if you make up a restaurant and say we're having Taco Tuesday, you are violating someone's trademark.
Okay, so then if I say we're gonna have tacos on Tuesday, then that's
probably not a violation.
Okay.
Got
it.
Okay, really? I think Sandy
this is
said
some
you actually
psychiatric help. You think?
Yeah. Well, doctor says I'm better now. Just keep taking that blue pill.
Oh my
with
God.
the one with the stripes on it.
You need some psychiatric help.
Yes, I know. I'm going to buy a bag of Negroes and I'll be fine. What is candy? Why do you keep making that face for it? It's an actual candy.
I can't. I'm a boomer.
Really?
What?
I'm a boomer.
No, I'm the boomer.
Oh, I'm a millennial.
I'm a boomer.
And we want to thank you guys. I think I spent too much time in the Matrix. We want to thank you guys for taking time out of your busy day to spend time with us. And we know that some of the stuff is going to be recorded and published and made it sound like something really, really bad. But
why are you giving them ideas?
Because they're going to do it anyway. Come on, they've been trolling me religiously for 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh!
I'm just going to make it easy for them.
I'm not. I don't have anything else to say. Babe, you keep ending on a negative note.
I did not. How's that negative note?
We were so good.
No.
And then you started talking about bags of other things.
I didn't say these nuts.
What am I going to do with you?
All right. We love you guys.
All right. Love you guys. We won't see you next week, so we'll see you. What's the week after next?
I don't know. Sunday.
We'll see you. Oh, wait, the 19th. But that's Father's Day.
Perfect. I don't get anything anyway, so.
He's on a roll, man. You're on a roll.
No, Mother's Day is you guys get basket of flowers.
I don't get
Not
anything.
you.
I'm not a mother.
Basket of flowers. You guys get taken on cruises. You guys get limo rides. You guys get smorgasbords. You guys get buffets. You guys get new cars. You guys get beautiful gift cards. You guys get handmade dinners and muffins made from out of.
Okay, well maybe I'll make you dinner.
And for Father's Day,
maybe
we
I'll
get
make you dinner.
we get a tie. We get a card that you had from last year that you forgot to give us this year. Do you see when they crossed out the person's name and put the other person's name in there? I mean, dads, we go, hey, Dad, happy Father's Day. And that's it. Mother's going, Mom, I planned this whole Mother's Day thing for you.
Just to give moms
credit. No, come on.
They do carry the baby for like 9 months and they give birth.
But the father will take the kid and nurture him and take him out and teach him how to throw a football and show him how to throw it the right way, the perfect spiral. And every day the dad's out there teaching his kid how to play basketball, how to play football, how to play baseball, how to be the best sports figure out there and make millions of dollars. And then the kid will win the championship, stand in front of the camera and say, "Thanks, Mom."
You okay?
Nope, I'm just telling you the truth.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Gabriel, for telling us what we did.
Okay, well,
we get a tie.
You're very important. You specifically are very important.
Okay, so do I get a buffet? Do I get a bouquet of flowers?
You like flowers?
No, but do I get a bouquet of flowers?
I'll give you that bouquet of KFC
and not picked from the cemetery.
No,
you ever got cemetery flowers? You can smell it. You ever got flowers that smell like they from a graveyard?
He just keeps on going. I swear.
I'm just saying.
I swear he can't stop.
I like baseball and softball.
Stop him, please. Stop him.
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I've never got a bouquet of funeral
okay.
flowers.
You know what they smell like. They have a certain smell to them.
I don't know what they smell like. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, I know what they smell like.
Okay.
Remember when I had my stroke? I got great flowers in, but the problem with that is what?
You're allergic.
Allergic to flowers. So I had to take them out of the room because I almost had I got crazy allergy attacks. All right.
Babe.
I'm sorry. We love you guys. Anything else you want to say before we wrap this up? What? I'm waiting for you to finish saying it.
Let go of the mouse. Okay. Bye, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's why we're on longer because we're going to be gone for 2 weeks.
We'll see you in 2 semanas.
Dos semanas?
Yes. Semanas is weeks.
All right. What's the name of that chicken place in what's that movie, the TV series?
Which one?
El Pollo Hermanas.
El Pollo Loco.
No, El Pollo Hermanas is from Breaking Bad.
Oh, didn't know that. Hermanas?
Hermanas. What's Hermanas?
Brothers, sisters.
The chicken brothers.
Hermanas. Yeah. Hermanas is sisters.
All right, the chicken sisters. I don't know. Make sure I didn't miss anything before we go. Yeah, Los Polos Hermanos. Thank you, Chris.
Oh, Hermanos is brothers.
Yeah, the chicken brothers. Lovely, lovely chicken place. I want to go to New Mexico just so I can get some of the chicken.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's from Breaking Bad and from Better Call Saul.
Hasta la vista, bad cat.
Oh, where am I? Oh, here we go. All right, guys. Thank you. And that's a wrap.
Thank you for listening to Millennial Boom with Diane Faith and Stanley Roberts. Millennial Boom and Reasons Why Aliens Will Never Invade Earth and Caught Misbehaving videos are made possible through viewer donations. Check out www.linktree.com/MrBadleyTV to see how you can help. See you next week.